Trump's attorney, Alina Habba, joins me now. Alina, will the former president take the stand?
It's yet to be seen. I know he wants to. Obviously, I'm not there, and I would never break privilege. But, there's a couple things that have to happen first. They have a meeting with the DA team to find out what the scope would be. So I know the president wants to testify. He said that publicly last week. He hasn't done anything wrong, so there's nothing to hide. In fact, he was in Washington at the time. But this case is a joke. I mean, he's eager to speak to the public. I think it's important that he does. And the first step we have to do is get rid of this gag order. As he said this morning, it's unconstitutional.
If Mr. Trump were to take the stand, who would cross-examine him? I believe Alvin Bragg wants to.
Yeah, I highly doubt that. He might say he wants to, and that in itself is just telling that this is more of a PR play than an actual justice play. And that's very clear from this. It's who gets to cross-examine a former president that's been sitting in a criminal court instead of campaigning. That's their interest. It's not supposed to be that way. Let's be very clear. I think Michael Colangelo has also been very involved. So we'll see. I doubt they'll tell us. As you know, yesterday we asked to see who the first three witnesses were so that the defense team could prep and be ready, and they refused to let the defense team know. So it's very sideways in there, unfortunately. It's something I've seen personally many times, and it's going to be difficult in New York.
We were expecting jury selection to take 2, maybe 3 weeks. Looks like it might be over this week in just 1 week. Would you say that the process is being rushed a little?
Of course it's being rushed. We've had this case for 7 or 8 years, and then all of a sudden they rushed to bring it before November 2024, and the only time he got indicted was after he said that he was running for office. It's like every other Jack Smith case that we've seen, the DA in Georgia, everything is all of a sudden rushed. I have cases personally that have been sitting in New York for 3 years, and all that's been filed is a complaint, and I can't get them heard. Explain to me how all of a sudden judicial resources are not an issue in New York when it's President Trump. It's complete political and election interference.
The New York judicial system does not look good at this point, but I wouldn't expect you to make a comment on that, so steer clear of that. Alina Habba.
No, I can comment on that.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're 100%. You're 100% right. I mean, look, you don't think it's intentional that they pick a New York State, Manhattan jury? It's intentional. Same like Georgia, same like D.C. You can't get a fair shake if you're President Trump in these states. That's why they bring them there.
Alina Habba, thanks very much for being on this show and speaking freely. We appreciate that. Come and see us again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.